When I was a child, I loved drawing on every empty page I could find. My notebooks were full of messy doodles, flying cats, glass cities, and forests in the sky. But as I grew older, my pencil drawings became rare. I studied business, worked in an office, and left my dream of being an artist buried in the corner of my mind. One rainy afternoon, while scrolling online, I saw something that changed everything. Create Art with AI, free workshop. The headline caught my eye. I clicked out of curiosity, not knowing that this simple click would lead me to my first ever AI art exhibition. The workshop introduced me to a world where art wasn't just made by hand. It was imagined with words. The instructor said, "Describe what you see in your mind and let the AI paint it for you." I typed, "A girl standing under a tree of stars, holding a lantern of dreams." Seconds later, my screen glowed with a stunning picture, more magical than anything I had ever drawn. My heart raced. Could this be art too? The feeling of creation returned. From that moment, I spent nights exploring AI art tools, mixing styles, and learning how words could become images. My small apartment turned into a digital studio. Weeks later, I received an email. Call for AI artists. Submit your work to the New Wave digital exhibition. My hands trembled. Was I ready? I hesitated for days, but eventually clicked submit. My theme was human emotions in the age of AI. Preparing for the exhibition wasn't just about making art. It was about finding my voice. AI could create endless images, but it couldn't decide what I truly wanted to say. I asked myself, what makes my art mine? Each piece became a conversation between me and the machine. I wrote prompts like poetry. Loneliness in a neon city, hope hidden in electric rain, connection between code and heart. Sometimes the AI's results were breathtaking. Sometimes they were chaotic and strange. I realized that creating with AI wasn't about perfection. It was about collaboration. Still, I faced doubts. Friends said, "But that's not real art." Even I wondered, am I an artist or just someone pressing buttons? There were nights I wanted to quit, but when I saw the glowing faces, the shifting lights, and the surreal beauty that came from combining imagination with algorithms, I knew art had simply evolved. I printed my best 5 pieces on large glass panels. The most personal one was called Self-Reflection 2.0, a portrait where my face blended with digital lines, half human, half light. It represented how I felt, both the creator and the created. When I packed them for the show, I whispered, "Let's see if the world will understand." The day of the exhibition arrived. The hall was bright, filled with futuristic lights and soft electronic music. Visitors walked slowly, their reflections merging with the artworks on display. My name tag read, Lena Tran AI Artist. Felt surreal. When people stopped at Self-Reflection 2.0, they stared longer than I expected. One child asked his mother, "Is that a robot or a person?" The mother smiled and said, "Maybe both." I couldn't help but laugh. A journalist approached me and asked, "What inspired you to work with AI?" I answered honestly, "Because AI reminded me that art isn't about control. It's about connection. We connect with ideas, with technology, and with each other through imagination." At that moment, I realized my art wasn't competing with machines. It was bridging worlds. The machine painted my thoughts, but it was still my human heart that dreamed them. When the exhibition ended, I walked home under city lights that looked like pixels in the night. I felt proud, not because of the applause, but because I had rediscovered my passion. That night, I wrote in my journal, "My first AI art exhibition taught me that creativity is infinite, as long as we dare to imagine beyond fear." And that was how I became an artist again, one prompt, one dream, one exhibition at a time.